Okay, here's my quick video on how to figure out the greatest common factor. Now, on the exercise 3.5.1, you want to try to find the greatest common factor between 24 and 36. So this is what I do. First I have to ask myself, and you gotta know your times tables really well to figure this out. First I have to ask myself, what comprises the number 24? Well, since it ends in a 4, so it's got to be even, so it's got to be like 2 times, something. So 24 divided by 2 is 12, so that's 12 times 2. 12 times 2 equals 24. Now, which are the two numbers that I can break further? Well, the 2 I can't break any further, but the 12 I can break down to 6 times 2. So that'll be 6 times 2 times 2. Okay, out of those three numbers, which can I break down even more? I can break down the 6. So it'll be, the 6 can even break down further into 3 times 2, then times 2 times 2. Now I check. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 8, 8 times 3 is 24. So those are my factors for the number 24. I can do the same thing with 36. Well, 36 divided by 2, that's what? 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 18 times 2. 18 can be broken down to 9 times 2. 9 can be broken down into 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. Right? Do you see, I just keep on breaking down stuff. Now, if you look at, don't look at this, don't look at this, don't look at this, don't look at this. If you look at the top numbers that you broke it down, you could see which ones they have in common. And you could see the ones that they have in common are the two 2's. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So the one thing that they all have in common is 4. Okay, so the greatest common factor between them is 24 divided by 4, right? So that will be what? 24 is 4 times 6, right? 36 is 4 times 9. So you could see which common factors. And the greatest common factor between them is 4. So you can utilize that when you're looking for least common denominator, greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor between both of them is 4. All right, I know there's a very simplistic way to look at it, but that's the easiest way in my head how I look at stuff. All right, I'll be doing the next problem shortly. Alrighty, the second problem that you had a request on is when you look at that long thing, it seems intimidating. But when you see something like that, it's an order of operations question. So you have to remember the mnemonic Pemdas, which is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and then subtraction. Okay? So when you do that, now you have a protocol. So the parentheses, I have to do whatever is inside the parentheses first. And if you look at the innermost parentheses, you could see that's broken up into like this part, and then there's a bigger part, the 6 plus, and then the bigger part. So I got to do everything that's inside that parentheses first. So when I look at that parentheses, what do I see? I see 10 squared, which is 100, minus 6 times the square root of 5. And again, you got to know your multiplication tables. 5 times 5 is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5, so that's 6 times 5. Okay, now 6 times, now you have 100 minus 6 times 5 within that smaller parentheses. And then that smaller parentheses has to go to the Pemdas itself, right? So we have to do the multiplication first before the subtraction, because see, it's up here first. So 6 times 5 is 30. So that middle part is 100 minus 30. And then 100 minus 30 is 70. So then you could still look at that whole entire problem as this. Now that you solved the inside part, It's 2 times some big parentheses, 6 plus, and we solve them inside parentheses, 70. Now, we have to ask ourselves regarding our PEMDAS, parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. I still have parentheses, so the parentheses take precedent. That means they go first. So 6 plus 70 is what? 76. And then this problem now goes down to 2 times 76. And then once we did the parentheses, there's no exponents, right? There's no multiplication, there's no division. So, there's multiplication, so that's the next one. 2 times 76, and that's what, like 152, something like that. And that's your answer. So to recap, you have to identify, first of all, you got to know your PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And when you look at any problem like that, first you have to ask yourself, hey, look, there's an inside parentheses, and there's an outside parentheses. I got to hit up the inside ones first. All right? Let me put it out here so you can see it in its entirety, and you could pause the video, of course, to look at the answer. Okay? And give me a call so we can, maybe we can, you can shoot me some more problems. Okay? All right. Talk to you soon.